What's going on, guys? It's Jack here breaking down another NBA draft prospect, looking at Zach Collins from Gonzaga today. A 7-footer, 230 pounds with a 7'1" wingspan. In 17 minutes a game in his freshman and lone season in college, he averaged 10 points, 6 rebounds, 2 blocks for the national championship runner-up Gonzaga team there. And obviously with Karnowski and Jonathan Williams and the other freshman Tilly on the roster, there was lots of talented big men at Gonzaga. So if you're wondering why is a guy who only played 17 minutes a game at Gonzaga this high projected, a guy who's projected as a top 15 lottery selection, so that would be the reason. There was just a lot of talent on this Gonzaga team. Collins, coming from Bishop Gorman, was actually one of he was a little under the radar in terms of, his teammates Steven Zimmerman and Chase Jeter, who came out the year prior to him, were more highly touted. But Zach Collins sure seems to be the most ready NBA player of those three for sure, and definitely the guy who I think is going to have the best career. And Collins was the first guy that was a McDonald's All-American to commit directly to Gonzaga. They've had guys transfer in, but he was the first one to commit directly to them. And as a guy who contributed on both ends of the court, man, he really has a game that you look at and you say he's going to be a long-time contributor at the NBA level, a guy who should be around for double-digit years and being able to play at a high level on a good team as a starter. Now, Collins played both the power forward and center positions at Gonzaga. I truly see him as a five-man at the next level. He's stout, he's got good movement, he runs the floor well, and he's got good positioning as well. And I love his competitiveness. When he gets beat, he tends to come back harder. And you like to see that from a player. He's got that competitive spirit that you look for. Now, in terms of his shooting, I think he's got very good touch. Limited three-point shot attempts, only 21 last season, but he did make 10 of them. So you can tell he does have that touch. And just overall, he shot 67% from two-point range. So he shoots the ball well, he finishes well, and he knows when to take the right shots. Now, in terms of negatives for Zach Collins, well, he did only play 17 minutes a game, so you do look at, playing experience. He didn't play all that much, and it was in a weaker competition level in the West Coast Conference that Gonzaga was playing against. Yes, he did play really well in the NCAA tournament, especially in the Final Four game against South Carolina. That team was a bit smaller, though, so there is that caveat, but he played extremely well in that game. Didn't follow it up with quite as strong a game against North Carolina, but still showed off some of the versatility that you like to see in his game. Next up is his passing ability. This guy averaged only 1.5 turnovers a game, but again, in only 17 minutes, you double that. That's just about 3 turnovers a game if you were to play a more consistent minute per game. And, 1.5 turnovers per game to 16 assists in total on the season. So that passing ability you don't see from Collins. So you're looking at a guy who knows his role. He's going to be positioned well in the defensive end, but he's not a passer. He could be in trouble in terms of facing double teams at the next level. So he's going to need to improve there and just have more playing experience, more reps against higher level competition, I think is going to be crucial for him moving forward. And then foul issues. He averaged 3 fouls in 17 minutes, guys. So he needs to be smarter on the defensive end of the court. Just use that length that he has. He's 7 feet tall. Just keep those arms up and position well. He does tend to do that, but he's inconsistent. He still needs to get better. Having said all of this, where do I see Collins going in the draft? I think he's going to be a late lottery pick. And, teams like, I hate to say it, but maybe the Charlotte Hornets could be taking a look at him. Late lottery, they have a penchant for taking those big white centers from college, for lack of a better term there. And, there could be a few other teams who look for a guy with his services. I wouldn't rule out a team like potentially the Kings or even, you look at a team at 15 Portland, who obviously with the injury to Nurkic and his health status could maybe look to add a guy who's going to be able to play as both a bench guy, he's proven that, right, and a guy who could step in and play some starter minutes at the center position. But guys, let me know what you think about Zach Collins in the comments below. What other prospects you want to see me break down? Remember to give me a follow on Twitter at NBA DraftWiz. Thanks for listening, guys, and I'm out.